This is For the Love of Sports on Fox Sports 980, 95.9 FM, as well as the free iHeartRadio app. Thank you for tuning in, however you may be tuning in. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I'm your host today, Zach Harris. You want to get in touch with the show, 518-690-0980, 518-690-0980. Also, feel free to follow us on Twitter. We'll follow you back at WOFX980, at Zach FS980. Like us on Facebook at Fox Sports 980, at Zach Harris Sports. So I want to stop giving Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics an easy out. It's easy to say this young team is on a learning curve and that they'll be back, and no doubt about it in my mind that they made it this far and they're the best team in the East and this and that, and that they're learning and they'll be back better than ever after having this learning experience of losing the NBA Finals. And I know a lot of people want to point to the Oklahoma City Thunder with James Harden and Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant and Serge Ibaka being on a talented team that made it to the finals and then disappeared off the face of the earth since then. And this team differs. This Boston Celtics team differs from that of the Oklahoma City Thunder. You have a core nucleus that not only has had experience, they've had intense experience in the Eastern Conference Finals. This is a team that Jason Tatum has played in 3 Eastern Conference Finals. Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown have played in 4 Eastern Conference Finals. Now, the first conference finals that they each appeared in, they didn't start very many games. They were kind of new, getting acclimated, but they still had that experience. Jason Tatum has played in 74 playoff games at the young age of 74, yeah. Jason Tatum, 74, everybody. No, at the young age of 24, Jason Tatum has played 74 playoff games. Jaylen Brown has played that many. He's 25. Marcus Smart, 28, 29, whatever he is, has played that many. This is a team that has experience. They have playoff experience. They understand what it takes to win. They had to go through LeBron James and the Cavaliers, the Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, and Miami and Jimmy Butler, and KD and the Nets. They've had to go through these teams. And there is absolutely no guarantee that you will make it back to the NBA Finals. That goes for the Warriors as well, who have made 6 finals appearances in 8 years. So to say and shrug it off that Miami or the Milwaukee Bucks or the Boston Celtics are a young team and that they're inexperienced and bogus. B-O-G-U-S, bogus. Jason Tatum has playoff experience. Marcus Smart has playoff experience. Jaylen Brown has playoff experience. This team has had playoff experience. Maybe not finals experience, but playoff experience. Steph Curry won a championship in his first finals. You know, there have been players before them that have played outstanding. Kevin Durant played outstanding for the most part in his first finals. Now, they didn't win with the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I don't want to hear this excuse. Because Jason Tatum has been in 3 conference finals, in 1 NBA Finals. Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown have been in 4 Eastern Conference Finals, in 1 NBA Finals. So let's stop giving them the easy out. Jason Tatum, I need you to have that dog in you. When things aren't quite going your way, you find a way to make it work. I think what happened is this team got exposed. Tough grittiness. They got out-gritted. They got out-defended. They were beat. And that's okay by a Warriors team that, let's be honest, they have too many scorers. You know, you can get Steph Curry. Or if Steph Curry ain't working, you can get Wiggins. If Wiggins not working, you get Clay. If Clay's not working, you get Jordan Poole. Those are 4 guys that can score 25 any given night, 30 any given night. That's tough to defend. And then you include other players like Otto Porter Jr. that can knock down threes, and Draymond Green that helps initiate and create space in the offense. It is very difficult to keep up with a team like that. So I'm not going to fault them for losing, but let's not give them an out by saying they're a young team and they'll be back. Because you take a look at this Eastern Conference, Miami Heat aren't going anywhere. The Milwaukee Bucks, if they had Chris Middleton healthy, who knows if the Milwaukee Bucks wouldn't have been in the NBA Finals. The Philadelphia 76ers get an offseason with James Harden in that organization. Maybe finally for the first time in the last couple of years, James Harden's going to be healthy. You know how hard it is to do cardio on a hamstring injury, how to work your cardio on a hamstring injury, but yet we blame James Harden for the way that he played with the Philadelphia 76ers. He's going to be back and better and healthier and probably more in shape. The Toronto Raptors have done a great job at continuing to build and being contenders. Not saying they're NBA championship contenders, but they're going to be a team you need to get through. The Chicago Bulls are a young team that are looking to be aggressive and add more pieces. The Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie and KD and Ben Simmons being able to play a whole season together, they're going to get better. Atlanta Hawks, they're looking to make a big-time move and bring in a center, and they feel they're a piece or two away. Cleveland Cavaliers, a young up-and-coming team. The Charlotte Hornets, a young up-and-coming team. So there's no guarantees for either side, but especially the Celtics, who let a valuable opportunity go to waste. You're not going to get very many 0 of 9 from 3 from Steph Curry. And then, in fact, in Boston, they allowed Steph Curry to have the highest true shooting percentage ever on the road by a finals MVP. I'm talking ever, and by a mile, maybe a mile and a half. The Celtics let a golden opportunity slip away because they dealt with a one-man team with the Miami Heat. They dealt with a one-man team for the Milwaukee Bucks. They dealt with a Nets team that didn't play very well together because they didn't have a lot of opportunities to play together. The Philadelphia 76ers still learning how to play together with James Harden. James Harden clearly not being 100%, that hamstring injury being the way that it was. So they missed a golden opportunity. They had a great season, but let's not give them a pass, an easy out, because things didn't go their way in the NBA Finals. Those are the breaks. You got to earn it. You got to win it. I don't want passive-aggressive Jason Tatum. I need full-blown Jason Tatum. And the fact that they had to lean so heavily on Al Horford and that Marcus Smart wasn't playing aggressive enough or distributing the ball well enough. And Jason Tatum let himself be taken out of the game by a guy like Andrew Wiggins, who, let's be honest, going into the season, everybody still thought he was just a lazy guy that didn't have the work ethic to compete on the offensive or defensive side of the ball. He let himself get taken out of the game and became more of a passer and less of a scorer. They counted heavily on Jaylen Brown and Al Horford tandem. This is a team that built as good as the Warriors from head to toe. Now, they didn't have a Steph Curry, but Jason Tatum was ascending. Jaylen Brown is ascending. You have two stars that could potentially be superstars at a young age of 24 and 25. There were no excuses, and we need to stop giving them excuses, because at the end of the day, they missed a golden opportunity in what could have been an NBA Finals championship. And I'm not saying that they can't hold their head up high because they lost to the Warriors. Let's not just give them an out. It's okay to criticize them. It's okay to call Marcus Smart out, who didn't play well. It's okay to call Jason Tatum out. Because at the end of the day, they didn't play well enough to win. This wasn't a learning curve experience. This was a loss. And they got to hold it hard and come back and bounce back next season, because it's not going to get any easier. You're going to have to deal with the Heat, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Sixers, the Raptors, the Bulls, the Nets, the Hawks, the Cavs, the Hornets. You're going to have to deal with all those teams. They're not going away. You got lucky to face a Nets team that had no chemistry and played a lot of iso ball with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and you were able to take advantage and shut two players down and force the rest of the team to do something, and guess what? They didn't. A 76ers team where James Harden was less than, I would say, 80%. A Milwaukee Bucks team without Chris Middleton. A Miami Heat team that relied way too heavily on Jimmy Butler and didn't realize that Bam Adebayo should have been, outside of Joel Embiid, the best center in the Eastern Conference and should have played as such. Golden opportunity gone out the window, and it's no guarantee that the Celtics get back. They should have played that way, and unfortunately, they got outgritted, outdefended, and they flat out lost. No excuse, no ifs, ands, or buts. They lost, and that's the end of the story. It's all about how they bounce back next season. This is For the Love of Sports on Fox Sports 980, 95.9 FM. Thank you all for tuning in. However you may have been tuning in, make sure you check us out on Twitter. Give us a follow. We'll follow you back at WOFX980, at ZachFS980. Also like us on Facebook at Fox Sports 980, at Zach Harris Sports.